This week in 3D Archery, going to shoot a course that I made, set up, and we ran our second tournament on. Hey everybody, welcome to 3D Archery. Greg here. Alright, if you don't know, moved to Louisiana from New York. Archery is way different down here. One, most clubs don't have their own property. Right? Most clubs are transient. They have no property, they just go to location. I found a club called ARTAC, the Amite River Traditional Archery Club, and it was dormant. It was pretty much dead. They hadn't had any events in a few years. COVID and a few other things hit. And got in, told them, look, I'll take it over, I'll run it for you, we'll get it built back up, as long as we all work together. You know what? And there's a group of people that said yes, a group of people that didn't want to change things. That's how it is. So we pushed ahead. And they had two courses, but they didn't want us to use this old one. So I made a new one. And this is called the Deer Trail course. And why is it called that? Because it actually follows deer trails. It's the easiest way to get through these woods. Took me about a year to hack it out, get it all set up. It's almost there. I still got work to do. And as we go through the course, I'll show you some of the improvements and things that I want to work on and stuff like that. So this past weekend, we had our second chance shoot. Now, here's the whole thing about it. It was supposed to have been our nighttime shoot, because here in Louisiana, there's three letters that apply for most of the year. HOT. On the day of the event, it was 98 degrees with a heat index of 110. We still had 28 shooters and 4 people just come to visit. All right, great event for us. I call it a success because nobody got hurt. Everybody said they had fun. We learned a lot of some things I want to correct and do. And third, we made money. And that's a big one. In order for this club to come back, people have to donate. We're not going to make it by running events. Another problem with the club, it's an LLC. The previous presidents in that made an LLC, and they didn't keep it up, so we're not in good standing. We're trying to convert it from an LLC to a 501c. All right. So this course, this is going to be our main competition course. I'm going to play with the stakes after this because I'll tell you while we're shooting what I did, which was pretty cool. All right, enough babbling. Let's get to that first target. Station 1. I have 3 stakes. Yellow, blue, and red. Yellow's for youth/stick bows. Blue's for long bows and recurves, and red is for bear bows. For distances, I set up the red stakes. I had the other archers set up the blues, and the yellows was a combination. So, if you don't know Louisiana, it's flat. This is one of the few hills, and this is the only downhill shot on the course. Distance, I think it's like 25 yards. I'm going to push it back. I want to make the first shot at least 30 yards. Not bad, not bad. Good way to start the day. This archery club is at the Waddill Wildlife Refuge, just outside Baton Rouge. And being a wildlife refuge, and on the deer trail course, you're going to see animal tracks everywhere. So I made this sign up, for people to use. Because not only is this a 3D archery trail, people use it for hiking. It's about a half-mile long. And one of our members made the Bigfoot down there, because she's a Bigfoot fan. But I think things like this are cool on a course. I want to put more out. More educational things like pointing out different types of trees, things like that. Just interesting tidbits. Whenever you can add something to a course, I always think it's good. Target 2, and one thing about Louisiana, you're going to have bayous and swamps. I don't care where you go, they're here. So our course runs through a lot of wetlands, and that is pure muck. And when I shoot, I'll take you up and show you the bridge because you'd be amazed at what it took to build it. Got a turkey over here. He's about 20 yards away would be my guesstimate. And I got that one branch right in the way. Let's see what we do. Not bad, a little high. All right, let's take a look at my bridge. I'm pretty proud of it, I have to say. So as you can see all the muck, and when it rains here, we get flash floods all the time. And I used to have just 2 boards laying there, and every time it rained, I had to go get my boards and bring them back, and I got fed up with it. This bridge cost me about $200. It's all pressure treated wood. Now I have these posts on the side, and you can see there may be 8 inches out of the water. Those are 4-foot posts. They are over 3 feet into the muck. So this baby ain't going nowhere. And since I built and paid for it, I'm gonna get some credit for it. Pretty stable. We have one guy who weighs well over 300 pounds and had no problem. They are 8 inches wide, which I actually found to be just about the perfect width. You know, just for one person. Pretty easy, just walk across it. Just like that. That right there, that changed this whole course. Before you had to wear mud boots, now don't have to. So target 3 is one of my owls. I love this target. It's maybe a 10-yard shot, 12 I think is what I set up for. I'm going to move it a little farther back. But it's great, and before there used to be a lot of growth behind it. But a couple of the club members didn't like missing arrows, so they went out and sprayed it to kill the growth so they could find the arrows better. But this is a great one because went from a large target, decent distance, medium target, about average distance, 20 yards. Now you're at a small target. Let's see how I do. I think I went a little low, probably got an 8. The other thing about Louisiana is we get storms, massive thunderstorms. Had a huge one hit last night, already blocking the trail. This is normal. Wow. Yep. There. It's all rotted, that's why. I'm always cleaning these trails. Station 4, you can see another bridge. This one, again, the posts are about 3 feet in the ground, but this one floods really bad. That's an actual channel there. Now you walk over it. You'll see a plaque off to the side there. We had a member of the club, one of the original members, pass away suddenly. And I see, everybody in the club, they're all like grieving big time, which is natural. Don't think I'm saying it's wrong. But being the outsider, which I'm used to, I mentioned to him, I go, hey, why don't we, how about if we name that bridge after Randy? And they loved it, so that's what we did. Sometimes it's the little things. A wolf, 15 yards. Another good shot. Delta Pro from Lightning Archery, pretty much a sage. Shot it and I was shooting low. My knock point was moving. I thought I glued it down. I knew I glued it down, but it's still moving up. And it changed everything. Once I put it back down, I started shooting good again. Now if I could only talk. Station 5, I made this one like this because everybody tells me, Greg, I'm a traditional hunter. I'm like a compound hunter. I have to shoot from all different type of positions, kneeling, this, that. So I made this shot, kneeling. And guess what? They complain about it. Okay, hyena, 13 yards. High and right. This is target 6. I'm really big on signage. And trying to look at the course from a new person's perspective. I've been to so many courses where I went the wrong way and they go, oh, well, you're supposed to turn right here. But they never told me that. I'm just supposed to know it. So I try to avoid that. And one of the things I've always found is you don't know if it's a walk through or a walk back. So I put in all mine, walk back. Well, even I screwed up. Had new archer come through. I told him as much as I could, but I didn't tell him about the walk through and walk back signs. Now, for whatever reason, they didn't see him in all the targets before. They seen this walk back, and they walked all the way back and quit shooting. So, I'm going to have to find a way around that. All right, let's set it up. Target 6. All right, target 6, it's a good quartering shot. One of my pet peeves is every shot on so many courses down south, because they're ASA, they're target shots. So it's wide open, nothing between you and the target, and it's always at a 90-degree angle, broadside. Call them bowling alley shots. So on my course, try to avoid that. Try to make them at angles, shoot through things or next to things. You know what? If you want to get better, you got to challenge yourself. Not on every shot, but from time to time. So I got a deer here. I made this for hunting distance. This is about 13 yards. Let's see what we do. That looks like a good shot. Most of the property here suffers from flash floods. How deep does it get? Oh, about yay deep. It's over my head. You can see the marks in the tree, which can cause a problem for targets. We only lost one. I have no clue where it went. So I put wires on most of them, strapped into a tree, something like that. And we haven't lost any yet. We've had some good floods. Floods with water over my head. That's how deep it gets here. So the tournament we ran here, I tried a different concept. I got it from these guys who are in Mississippi. This one was geared for beginners, people never done it before. Call it the second chance shoot. What it is, you shoot 2 arrows at target and you keep the higher score. And it was just an introduction, trying to get people to find out how much fun it is. And some people are afraid to compete because their ego gets in the way, their pride. Oh man, I'm not going to look good. It really don't matter. I don't look at people's scores and go, oh, that's how good of an archer you are. On that day, that time, that place, you outshot me. Doesn't mean you're better than me. Doesn't mean I make any less money than you. Doesn't mean my wife's going to leave me. Doesn't mean my cats are going to abandon me. It just means on that day, that time, that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Fun target. So for me, I have to put it right next to that tree, and that's why I set this one up for. This is a deer about 15 yards. I wasn't stable. My mind's saying not stable, so draw down. There we go. That might be a 10. All right. Let's go score it. All right, Wolverine. Super heavy quarter-inch shot. Did that on purpose. And right past him is the Comeet River, which I'll take you up. Remember I said floodwaters are higher than me. I'm 5'9". And the river, I'll show you how far down it is. Be amazed how this thing flash floods. Alright, let's see. Oh, to the left. So that's the Coalmeat River, and it's actually swollen because we had a massive storm last night. Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening. I'd have to say we're a good 20 feet up. So if it goes from here another 6 feet, so it floods up to 26, 30 feet higher than what it normally is. And how can I tell? That's just some nasty brown water. So in the trees you see the brown mark. That's why my stakes are all a little brown. It's from that muddy water. Oh well. Next target's called When Pigs Can Fly. You'll see why. I love moving targets. Every course we have here has a moving target on it. One of them's way too fast. This one's a little slow. This one gives you hope. Alright. So all you got to do here, there's a string, you pull on it, it releases the pin, and down he comes. Still early. I really am not good at shooting moving targets. And this is exactly what I mean. Look at that tree fell over. What's holding it up is the vines. We have vines everywhere out here. Tempted to do a Tarzan, but now I know it can hold my weight. It's holding that up. So now we're either going to have to cut that down or go around it. We have no access trails. We can't bring vehicles out here. Everything we bring out here, we got to carry by hand. Me. Well, here we are, 10, and this is going to be great for the rendezvous. We're going to make this the classic campground. I got a whole bunch of bears. You'll see insert right here. I took some javelinas and painted them up to be baby bears, and from 20 yards you can't tell the difference. You know something's off, but you won't be able to figure it out. And as you can see, so much rain it bled through my laminated sign. That's all right. All right. I'm going to shoot the far bear. Distance about 18 yards. My bear bow stakes are all too close. I know that. I'm going to work on backing them up. I want them all in the 20s. Well, not all, but most. The majority. How about that? Well, shot where I was looking, a little low, and I repaired the shot out core in him. It sounded good too when it hit, and it had a nice little impact noise. Try that again. That's the shot I wanted. Yeah, it was just sight picture error. Otherwise known as operator error. Here's the guy I repaired. I had to patch a lot of holes. He was infested with ants. So I had to kill them all before I took them home so they wouldn't infest my house. I used Flex Foam at 15, greatest stuff ever. It's what I make my targets out of. It's better quality than Delta McKenzie by a country mile. And it's just as good, if not a little bit better than Reinhardt's. Now the thing is, the target rings, trad archery. So I made the 10 ring a little bit bigger, but I made the bullseye off-centered. And I did that because I was talking to people that are really good. And they tell me they always aim for the center, right? Because they'll get an X, and if not, they get a 10. So if you want to mess them up, you put it over here, because now if they miss, they got a finger width for a 10, or they could get an 8. It's just to challenge the people a little bit. You know, dead center never made sense to me. So that's just a little something I threw in there. Target 11 javelina, nothing hard. This one I made close. I wanted this one close on purpose, just to mess with all the bear bow guys. 11 yards, maybe 12. And I'm still in it. And I gotta shoot through garbage. All right. Not bad, but I couldn't see where I was shooting because it's covered with overgrowth. You have to trim that back. It wasn't like that last weekend. Try it again from here. Much betters, much betters. Still gonna score the first one though. Let's see in the second chance, but it had a better score. All right, target 11. I gotta trim this out. When I made the stake, it was a lot higher, but the growth keeps pushing it down. So I got a coyote, he's out there. He's a good distance out there. Let's see if we can hit him. Ooh, 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 ooh. Looked like an 8, drifted. So here we are, 13. I like this shot. He's across the swamp. You'll see the bridge down there. Learned how to make the bridge cheaper. Not a bad shot. He's about 17, 18 yards. It's a Cabela's target, so it's totally different. You know, for me, I would have shot better if I knew exactly where the 10 ring is. I know the area, so I shoot for an area. I have to learn to be a point shooter. I can do that on paper targets. Just on 3D, I don't. So, do I bring binos or do I actually wear my glasses? All right. Let's see. That was good. I think I might have gotten a 10 or just outside it in an 8. So here's my new bridge, much cheaper. It's a 2x8. The posts are about 3 feet in the muck again, but you can see after that one rainfall, otherwise you'd have to trudge through that to get through it, but now your feet stay dry. Final shot of the day, target 14. He's about 15 yards. I'm gonna have to open it up. Not a good bare bow course. Oh, since we only had one bare bow archer, Mike Ellis. Thank you, Mike. And it's great having him here because a lot of people don't know what bare bow is. And I asked Mike to come to expose people, and it did exactly that. People afterwards are asking me questions about him. Hey, why does he do this? What's this, that? So it got past that initial prejudice, whatever you want to call it, that some people want to say ignorance. I wouldn't. They just don't know it, right? But now they know about it, and maybe it'll spark some interest. Personally, I'm going to stick with my wooden bows. All right, let's see what we got here. Not a bad way to end the day. All right, I shot pretty good. Bow shoot's good. I think I reached the point where I should start tuning. Yeah, I think I'm consistent enough that I should tune. None of my arrows are tuned to any of my bows, except for 2 bows I have arrows tuned for. All the rest, I just wing it. All right, so look at that. I'll show you the gazebo, and then we'll wrap it up. At the start, of course, is this gazebo here, and I added this to it. And you can see a St. Epic, Easton St. Epic, and a Woody. This way here, you know what, if people are honest, we'll put it in here now. You notice this, a compound. This is a public range, so we have to allow compounds in here. I have no problem with that. All I ask, if you're a compound shooter and you come here, don't put multiple arrows in a target. You're going to wear a foam out. We don't have the money to keep replacing them. And if they get ruined, the course is over. We have to pull everything. There won't be nothing for anybody to shoot. So as long as we all shoot responsibly, we'll be in great shape. All right. So how did I do? Out of 140 possible, I shot a 120. The 1.5 was the moving target. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 10s. A couple of the 8s were so close to 10s, if you sneezed on them, they would have been 10s. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 8s, 1 5. Not my best, not the worst, but I'm pretty happy with it because I haven't shot for like 2 weeks because I was getting ready for this tournament. So there you have it. That's our deer trail course. So if you want to come do it, it's open to the public. Waddill Wildlife Refuge. It's open Tuesday through Saturdays, 7:30 to 5. Now, if you come here, you got to be out of the gate by 5. So don't show up at 4:45. Think they're going to let you shoot the course, okay? They lock the gates and you're going to be stuck in here with all the critters. All right, everybody. There's the website. Don't forget to check it out. You're going to find everything you want about 3D archery, from listening to clubs, public ranges, competitions, organizing bodies, and of course, targets by me, 3D archery. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time, now that I'm back on my regular schedule, with an all-new episode, 3D archery.